In this video, I'm going to be doing three different things with this one addition problem, 356 plus 198. First, I'm going to just carry out the left to right addition algorithm, and then after that I will demonstrate the left to right algorithm using drawings, and then finally I'll give the numerical justification for that algorithm. So to begin with, carrying out our left to right addition algorithm, we start just as you would with the standard algorithm by stacking your numbers on top of each other according to place value. Ones on top of ones, tens on top of tens, and so on. And just like the name implies, we're going to start working our way from left to right, working our way from the hundreds place down to the ones place. We'll add digit by digit, 300 plus 100 giving us 400. And if it comes to the point where we have an amount that's added up as 10 or more, then we'll deal with our carrying in a slightly different way. Here in the tens place, we have 5 tens plus 9 tens, which gives us 14 tens. With left to right addition, we can't carry into the hundreds place here because, of course, we've already added in the hundreds place. So those 14 tens that we have, I'll leave 4 of the tens behind, and the extra 10 tens, we'll use that to increase the sum that we've already found. We'll increase it from 400 to 500. The extra 10 tens, of course, is the same thing as 1 extra 100. And I'll do the same thing in the ones place. In the ones place, I have 6 and 8, and 6 and 8 add up to 14. 14 ones, I'll leave 4 of those ones behind. The extra 10 ones is the same thing as an extra 10. I'll use that to increase the tens place. I'll increase my sum in the tens place from 4 tens to 5 tens. And for this algorithm, the numbers that are left behind uncrossed out, those are the digits in your answer. So our answer would be read as 554. So now I'm going to demonstrate exactly the same algorithm, but with drawings. As usual, I'm going to begin by giving a legend of my shapes, dots to represent ones, sticks to represent tens, and the squares to represent the hundreds. And just as a reminder, the problem that we're doing is 356 plus 198. So I'll begin with stacking my amounts on top of each other. We have 3 hundreds, 5 tens, and 6 ones. And to that we're adding 1 extra 100. We're adding 9 tens and 8 ones. And I'm just going to put a little dividing line there between each of my drawings in the sequence. So we began with adding the hundreds, and 300s and 100 added up to 400. And the next thing that we did was to look at the tens place. And in the tens place, we were adding 5 tens with 9 tens. We were adding in this drawing 5 sticks with 9 sticks. That gives us 14 sticks in total, or 14 tens. But one thing that we know is every 10 tens is worth an extra 100. So what I'll do is, out of the 14 tens that I have, I'll take 10 of those tens away, and I'll move them into the hundreds place, so that I'll increase the hundreds from 400s to 500s, and I'll have 4 tens that are left behind. The next thing that we wanted to do was to add the ones together. We had 6 ones and 8 ones that we wanted to add, and together that added up to 14 ones. And same as before, that's too many ones to leave in the ones place, so we'll take 10 of those ones away. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those are 10 of the ones, and we'll move them into the tens place. 10 ones being worth 1 10. So we've increased our tens place by 1, from 4 tens to 5 tens. And what we have left over after we've done that move, after we've done that regrouping, is 4 ones. So we can see that our answer is 5 hundreds with 5 tens and 4 ones, or 554. And we can also see all the steps that we carried out in our left to right addition algorithm. The combining the hundreds, the combining the tens and doing the regrouping, the combining the ones and doing the regrouping, and finally our answer of 554. For the numerical justification, I'm going to start with my initial problem, 356 minus 109, plus 198. And we begin by, as we did in the standard algorithm and we did in the left to right addition algorithm, we stacked our numbers on top of each other, or in other words, we were thinking about 356 as being 3 hundreds and 50 and 6 ones, and that the 198 was 198. And when we stack them on top of each other, we were really doing that so that we could add the 300 with the 100 and the 50 with the 90 and the 6 with the 8. All I've done going from this step to this step is changing the order of the terms. And of course we know that we're allowed to do that because of the commutative property for addition. And I'm going to do exactly what I did in the left to right addition algorithm, starting with adding my hundreds, 300 plus 100 to give me 400. In the next step, we added 50 and 90, and we knew that 50 and 90 added up to 140. And of course, we didn't leave that 100 in the tens place. That extra 100, we moved it to the hundreds place. So instead of having 140 in the tens place, we'd left 40 behind and increased the hundreds place by 1. So in other words, this step here is the step in which we are regrouping from the tens place to the hundreds place. Similarly, in the last step, we were adding together the ones, the 6 ones and the 8 ones, which added up to 14 ones. And of course, that was too many things to leave in the ones place, so those extra 10 ones we shifted into the tens place. Instead of having 14 ones and 4 tens, we increased the number of tens by 1, and that allowed us to reduce this from 14 to 4. We now have 5 hundreds, 5 tens, and 4 ones. We have 554. And again, with all these numerical justifications, we should be able to see the steps that we did in the algorithm, which we can, the adding of the hundreds, the adding of the tens, and the regrouping, the adding of the ones, and the regrouping. We can see all of those steps in a lovely chain of equalities, taking us from our initial problem to the final answer of 554.